Let's start.
What are we going to talk today? I came across this topic about what it is to be a small YouTube channel. Ethics Skill Podcast today is a small YouTube channel. But what's interesting is how does this hobby transforms into a job that can transform itself to a career. And you ask yourself, like, how? This is just a hobby. This is you talking. This is you just, trying to put out information or who you are. But it takes a lot of work. Think about it. Just the logo behind me, create it. Think about what represents you. What logo, how is the logo going to also impact people? Just the cameras itself, the lighting, also the people you're going to interview. In this case, we interview authors and people in different walks of life, professions, etc. But it's all about psychology and leadership. So just to align and to create a schedule requires a lot of work, but not only a lot of work, a lot of preparation in terms of what time are you scheduling yourself to do the programs? How are you interacting? How are you preparing yourself with the topics that you are going to discuss? In many situations, especially with authors, I have had to read their books in order to understand what we're going to talk about. And sometimes those books have to be read in a small period of time, because there's nothing better than just to be prepared for your guests, but also to make your guests shine like a star. That's the whole point, especially for the Ethics Skill Podcast. It's not about us. It's about the guests. It's about the information we put out, and also writing the descriptions in YouTube of each episode, recording it, editing it. It's all this work that nobody sees, that it definitely feels like a job. But if you love what you do, it becomes much easier, but also a learning process. There's so much I have learned, not only through interviewing people and recording myself, but also learning so much more about my capabilities to connect with people that I don't know and that virtually exist in a digital world. And that's exactly what I'm learning today. I'm learning how to connect with people that have never physically seen me unless they see the screen. It is easy for me to socialize in a group, but to go out there and acquaint myself with complete strangers that I don't have the opportunity to bring that positive energy face to face with them, or to crack those jokes and have that opening setting with them. I'm here behind a camera trying to be myself, but in the process, having you be enticed with the information I can provide. And it's definitely having a YouTube channel gives you that opportunity to grow and start believing more about yourself and your capabilities of connecting with other human beings. And to also one thing I learned through YouTube is, what is our mission? You need to have a mission. You need to have a purpose if you're going to have a channel, no matter what it is. But that purpose has to be aligned with your convictions and your values. And if that is all set up, it makes everything much easier. And there's nothing better than when you have a guest is learning so much from them. You learn so much from a guest just by listening. It opens your whole perspective. It's almost like a new window is open into your consciousness. And you can also see the reflection of the information that they're also perceiving from your comments. And it's a beautiful exchange of ideas and words and sentiments and different criteria. But what I love the most is that ultimate respect that we have for one another. One of the most difficult things, I guess, when you're a small YouTube channel is figuring out the SEO descriptions, the CTRs. And it's something that as you go through the process, you learn and you get better and better and better. Obviously, you also look for professional help, and you have to be okay with being vulnerable and not knowing, and okay with seeking help, and also being open-minded and being coachable on what they're teaching you. As you look at many YouTube channels, they offer a lot of advice, a lot of different perspectives. But one thing that I learned through my life, and this is something that is so hard to achieve through the digital world, is being a true mentor. Mentorship requires that one-on-one interaction, requires that investment, also socializing with that that different with that person and learning from their skill sets so you can acquire not only the skill set they're teaching you, but you can also start polishing the ones that you already have. And that's kind of difficult to do on YouTube. Although there's a lot of tutorials, there's a lot of good education out there, but it's very hard to be a mentor behind the screen. And I believe that's perhaps is the biggest opportunity one day in the progress in technology, that one day we could perhaps get that experience better through a digital virtual world, that one-on-one experience. That I believe is going to be the ultimate game changer for social media. When you're able to experience outside of the screen, an inside experience. I don't think we're that far, as we are definitely moving into AGI and we're moving into quantum computers. We're almost there. But today we don't have that. And one thing also that YouTube has challenged me to is to definitely push myself towards managing my time better. As probably a lot of, for those that don't know, like outside of YouTube, I have my own practice and it's very demanding. But also through that demand, YouTube has become my peace of mind and therapy as well, because I get to express my inner self, my true self, my convictions, and everything that I believe in to you, with the idea that you learn something from it and it's helpful to you. And also your comments, the comments you leave also makes me open a different perspective. And it's not about being right or wrong. It's just about understanding what the other person is thinking and why they think that way. How did that criteria form? That's one of the beauties of having a YouTube channel, is having friends you never met, but yet they know you and you get to know them once they express themselves through a comment. This is why if you like what you hear, leave a comment, ask any questions that you want, and I will try to respond as quick as possible.